All right, so we're back here on another Couch Coach Live here, another Tuesday. Couch Coaches, we are back. We're here. What's going on, Malvin?
What's up, man? Another week? What's going on with you?
Not much, man. The same, just maintaining. Just another,
You over there
just another.
blinding me with that hat. What's going on with the hat, man? You
Yeah,
blinding me with the hat. I see the
hey
crown.
man. Hey, man. It's off season. It's almost time for baseball season. So hey,
Right,
had to don the 2019 World Series champion Washington Nationals
right.
cap today. So
You-
yeah, man. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the latest going on with Tiger Woods. The NBA reserves was named today. Much to my chagrin, my a fellow Chicago Bull made it, and I'm very excited about that. Also, we'll talk about Ryan Saunders and also kind of that bizarre situation in Minnesota. Then also we'll be joined by Josh of the Reagan Sports Corner podcast. We'll talk about a little college basketball. Gotta get you prepped for the month of March with that's concerned, and then we're gonna ride out. We'll talk about those topics, and then hey, this is Couch Coach Live, man. We're gonna kick that intro, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're back here. Once again, as we kind of teased in the opening, what we're gonna talk about tonight. So, starting off this tonight's Couch Coach Live, man, we definitely got to talk about the latest what's going on with Tiger Woods. If you have been under this today, been buried in a sea of work. The legendary Tiger Woods was in a single car accident this morning. He had injuries including multiple injuries to his legs. The severity of really essentially curb, getting hit in the car flipped over times. So a lot of things going. The situation is fluid. Does look like at this point, as we're talking about it now, it's a non-life threat, but it is a severe injury. So our thoughts on it. Your thoughts on the news of Tiger Woods
I'm
today?
just, me personally, I'm just happy that he's alive. You know what I mean? It looked really, really, really bad. You know what I mean? Hope he recovers. You know what I mean? First thing, I thought about, was when the incident when he got pulled over. Just to be honest, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that, you know, I know he takes some medication. But that's just me think the way I think, and I'm hoping that just get back on track and have a speedy recovery and get back to his kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one thing too when you look at just what
of it, and you're just hoping, like you said, because in the beginning it looked bleak. When you first heard the stories, and definitely, and we know how now, as many of us, me included, where you look at Twitter and then everybody has this somewhat of a knee jerk reaction. You're
Right.
hearing, flurry of information. Nothing's verified at the point. Then you hear the verified sources, the blue checkers, quote unquote, when they start reporting
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing with the car, and everybody was even kind of insinuating other type of accidents that were, they not compare them, but they was more so of like, they compared that to like fatal injury, fatal accidents in past. Not
Mm-hmm.
bring up a specific one, but I think we all know if you read between the lines that
Right.
what I'm saying. So
Right.
at that time it looked bleak, but then as it progressed, the 6 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock press conference with the police department kind of helped, kind of let you know that even in the severity of the accident, and then he was actually conscious during it, so he was of sound in mind. He knew what everything with that, so that's kind of helped kind of ease that fears that we kind of had. But
Right.
like you said, prayers up to Tiger. He's gonna, he gonna be all right. And it's just at this point, who cares about golf at this point? This man
Right.
got kids. This man has, so to me, at this point, long as he's gonna be okay. I know it's gonna be a long road for him, and I know one thing: he has been through a lot. We talk about the back surgeries, and then this could be another uphill climb for him. But hey, if he, at this point, it's good to say, because in the beginning, when I first heard about it, it didn't sound good in the beginning, but now everything is kind of tempered and everything is in its proper perspective. So definitely prayers out to Tiger Woods, man. And
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, big time. But yeah, man. So let's let's talk about Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, let's talk about this incident. So and we'll set it up and we'll actually have audio of it as well. So Cam Newton is hosting a 7-on-7 tournament. If people not familiar, that's a high school, pretty much like a skills competition, essentially like a camp for high schoolers. So Cam Newton goes to this, but he puts on an event for high school kids, and this is a great barometer for most kids to be looked at amongst recruiters. Is a great opportunity to showcase your skills, especially during the off season. So this is a great opportunity where people can get scholarships and people can get noticed for good and for bad. Right. So we have a camper, a 15-year-old camper interacting with Cam Newton. Now Cam Newton, remind you, he's a 31-year-old grown man, and he's talking to this kid. He's talking to Cam Newton in such a weird way. So we're gonna get that queued up. Let's get this up here and let me play the video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play that. Of course, it don't work the way you like.
What's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent. Where's your dad? Where's your father? You asked him. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. You want to be cool. I'm Rick. You want to be cool. I'm Rick. You want to be cool. I'm Rick. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. He's still cool. What's your dad is? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent. You asked. Let me talk to where's your dad? Where's your father?
Oh man.
All right, so we're back at it, and we showed the video twice, so you'll know that essentially, so you won't get it all mixed up. So, your thoughts on this Cam Newton versus the teenage camper?
All right, I was like, man, why would little man be talking to Cam? That's so disrespectful. But then I had to think about it. I said, I don't know, I might be taking this wrong. But for me, I was like, it sounded like just some cocky football talk to me. And maybe I'm tripping, you know what I'm saying? But I know when you go places, that's how a lot of people that play football, that's how they talk to one another. They always talking trash to one another, you know what I mean? Now, you could probably talk to a young man, said it should be a certain way. That's why, I wish I would have seen the whole thing, or been there and seen how it began and how it really ended, because it could have been easily, man, you tripping, man, and gave each other a 5. But it seemed like they kind of blowing it out of proportion. You know what I mean? Because to me, I've seen that before. I'm sorry. I've seen that before. I've been on the sideline at camps where I've been somewhere and I saw players and coaches just shooting the stuff at each other. You know what I mean? I mean, you can make it bigger than what it is and look at it like it's disrespectful, or you could just laugh it off. But it seemed like to me, everybody's kind of blowing it and making it bigger than what it is. Like talking about how if he was my child, I'll whoop him. Talking about Cam shouldn't even engage with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. That's how I felt. At first I felt a certain way, but then I was like, hold up, man. It sounded like to me, it just was some petty, just shooting stuff at each other. I mean, me and you've been at a place. I mean, like when we worked together, we used to do that. Like see other people just talk. You know what I mean? I felt like they blown it out of proportion. What up, yo?
I'm gonna be real with you. I really did. I took offense to it. Like to me, the thing is now, mind you, this 15-year-old kid is at the camp.
Yeah.
He's at this camp that Cam Newton
It's
is
throwing,
sponsoring.
right.
So
Right.
he is the master of this event. Camp, and this isn't a peer-to-peer situation.
Right.
You're talking to the person who essentially runs the camp.
Yeah, I'm with
You want to be where Cam Newton is.
you. Mm-hmm.
You don't talk to somebody that in that kind of way and saying he's a free agent, he's ass, which
Right.
if people don't know what that means. Pretty much saying he's trash. In other words,
Right.
saying this. The whole thing with Cam saying I'm rich, I did not kind of like that part, but I think what happened was he just thought it was a joke, and then the kid just kept on going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah,
back
the key. That's
forth.
what that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. It felt like it was petty at first, and then emotions got involved.
right. And then once it escalated. Then that's what he said, "Where your father at?" Because
Or
essentially,
your father. Yeah.
look, so
Yeah.
we need to talk this out. But there's a certain level of respect that you have to give to somebody of that nature, because essentially you want to be where he wants to be down this line. You don't go to 7-on-7 camp, especially in this at that age, because you want to go to college, you want to play college football, you want to probably play pro.
Mm-hmm.
He's where you want to be. That's just like anything. That's just like if like, and that's throw an example. If Mike Greenberg said, "Hey, I'm having a Zoom meeting for up and coming broadcasters," and then I'm gonna say, "Oh, Mike Greenberg, you're ass, you're trash."
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
No,
with you.
I would.
I'm with
I
you.
would never. I would.
I'm not going to disagree.
If I want to be in that Mike Greenberg type of breath, and he's giving me an opportunity to give me nuggets and jewels, you think I'm gonna sit here and just say, "Oh, you're ass, you're trash"?
Right.
No. Guess what?
Right.
I'm gonna take this notebook, right, and I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Right.
And no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And like you said, the thing is, I get it. Like you're a teenager, you wound up, you this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, Cam Newton is where you want to be. So you need to be a sponge at this point, because I don't know if I don't think it's gonna hurt him going forward. But these type of situations, college recruiters are gonna look at him like, really? Like, we know you for the wrong reason. Like, we should have.
Right.
When you're at 7-on-7 camp, you want to be you want to lead that camp in a positive way. You want to say, "Hey, I did my thing." I don't want to have like the video that we showed has 8.5 million views within the last 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be the antagonist in that type of video, because that's going to live on forever. And when those cools are calling you in the next, year and a half or 2 years, because I think he's 15, probably like going in the 10th, maybe in the 10th grade, maybe the 9th grade, here or there.
Mm-hmm.
But this 8 million view video is out there, and it's going to be even more. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you have to have, like, I understand if they're peer-to-peer, granted, cool. But when a guy who's hosting the camp taking time out of his time, you have to respect that man. And the thing is, like, people, I understand some people may not be a big deal, but I don't want the next kid to think that is cool, and then that kid could lose his scholarship or lose opportunities. This should be what I call the verbal warning. This should be something that every parent in America that has a kid that's aspiring to be a high school athlete that's got aspirations for a free ride to college, that is the prototype of what not to do. Because instances like that could potentially ruin your entire life. Potentially. Because now this kid is known for the wrong way. We didn't know who this 15-year-old kid was, Sunday morning. But once the video circularized on Sunday night, we knew who he is. He's out damn near, not a household name, but people know who he is, and they know him for the wrong reasons.
Did he apologize?
He apologized. And that's the thing too, where I just don't want this to become an issue where people get the license to do this, because somebody's going to have to pay for this eventually. It's going to catch up. Like if you seeing a bunch of these guys who are doing this, that can potentially hurt somebody down the line. So there's got to be a point where we say, hey, what he did, don't ever do this again. Don't ever do something of this nature. And like I said, it's trash talking here and there, but amongst your peers, that's somebody where you want to be. That's just like if Oprah was here and she was our guest on the show tonight. One I'm gonna say her, oh, Oprah, your ass. What? Are you crazy? You think
Oprah's always carried herself a certain way though, so you would never look at her like she's your peer.
But that's the thing. He ain't his peer either. He's 31 years old. He's a grown man.
He's 30 years old. But look at him.
But he's accomplished. I'm not saying because of the personalities, but if somebody who is accomplished, that has more accomplished than me and where I want to be, I am not going to sit here and disrespect this person.
I'm with you.
Hell, I was 21 years ago. I was 15 years old. I wouldn't have never done that. Like you're completely different than a young man that probably is his arrogance is probably what makes him play football so well. You know what I mean? I'm with everything that you're saying, but you have to understand that persona, they feed off that persona, and that stuff comes out. Like I said, I'm just giving a different perspective. I'm on your side. If I was Cam, this is what Sean would have done. What Molly would have did. I would have said, okay. And then I would say, let me talk to the young man. It is Cam, right? I would say, let me talk to the young man, right? But at the same time, like you saying, him doing all that, that'll make Cam single him out, and then he gets some time with Cam. I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, no offense, man. A lot of football players do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like be talking out their mouth sometime, and you got to put them in their place. Right. And that's why I think Cam wanted to do that, because that's why he wanted his father to be present and to know that, because he was going to be able to handle it that way. But you just, and then first of all,
and it's very touchy nowadays anyway with, because like you said, Cam was right. Let me talk to your father. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, Cam was right. I felt like Cam was right for doing that. You know what I mean?
Right. And before we move on to the next topic, and what's been killing me is for all these pundits, why are these people calling this 15-year-old child a millennial? That is a different generation. Millennials are damn near 40 years old. We are great up.
You don't want to get blamed for that, huh? Don't put that in our category.
This kid was born in 2000s. He's not a millennial. Like, millennials are from like 1982 to like 1996. Like that would be our children. That would be the next generation. Like we're 40-year-old citizens.
He's 15. A lot of things, like you said, he got almost 9 million views now.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, this one thing I think we have to do is we have to. Stuff that's not right, we shouldn't give it so much attention, because that's what a lot of these kids are doing. They're doing things to necessarily get attention. Glue, what is it? Gorilla Glue. That girl got a bunch of attention, then everybody else want to start doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to figure out a way as adults and as people stop giving so much attention that we know is dumb.
Right. And he getting it for all the wrong reasons.
And people don't understand. I know we got to move on, but when you get attention, sometimes attention can be good and bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's good attention and bad attention. And it may look well now because everybody say, man, you got this many views. But at the same time, they don't never tell you about the dark side and the stuff that people be saying about you because you're getting so much attention.
Right. And that's the issue. That's the issue at hand. People don't.
Because he's a celebrity now.
Right. And for like you said, all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons.
He gonna understand Cam now, because now that he is a celebrity, wait till you see how he get trolled and how people try him.
Right, because essentially he's probably gonna be that in 20 years. If he gets on that path, guess what? Because at the end of the day, we all, especially in the game of football, you all gonna be a free agent. Once upon a time in your life, you're gonna be a free agent. That's gonna happen. So. Right. Like you said, okay, all right, cool. You want to do that all you want, but Put some respect on Cam name.
I mean, it's Cam, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's Cam. It's Cam. So Cam's still somebody special.
right.
You know.
And you want to, and that 15-year-old boy, you want to have half his life.
I know. I mean, it'd be funny,
So put some
but
respect on
Cam
Cam name.
is a certain type of character too, man. And so, like, you're not going like dudes like that is not going to just try anybody. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna try Cam because Cam dress a certain way, he look a certain way. You're not just gonna try just anybody. Trust me. You know what I mean? If some dude, you're just not gonna just try anybody. If he felt like he could try Cam,
Yeah, try him all you want to, because he's gonna be the one that could potentially lose it all.
right?
That's on him. But if we're gonna
Right.
find out about this young man, and from what I was told, the camp what he had was really that impressive. So let's switch gears now. We'll talk about the NBA All-Star reserves was just announced right before we start the show today. So we'll talk about the East reserves. We got Jaylen Brown making his first time appearance.
Wow.
James Harden, Zach LaVine of my beloved Chicago Bulls makes his NBA All-Star debut. Julius Randle from the New York Knicks makes his first appearance. Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, and Nikola Vucevic, the pride of Orlando Magic fame, making his second time NBA All-Star. Your thoughts on the East reserves?
They're gonna be banging. That's what it's like. It's big boys. They're gonna be the East feeling with that right there. The East feel like I feel like it's the old Eastern Conference right there. It's gonna be real physical.
Yeah.
How you feel?
Good. I'm happy for Zach. I've always kind of been low key, just been putting out Zach LaVine retweets, voting for him. So definitely deserve. I mean, a guy that's averaging, pretty much damn near 29 points a game. And now the Bulls are surging. They're now in the 8th seed at this point, as the standings are at this point. I like it. There's a couple other snubs. I think the top of the list has got to be Domantas Sabonis. I think what he's doing in Indiana, even though Indiana, that's the thing where it's so weird. Where I know they want to constitute like if your team is winning, Indiana's struggling this year. They kind of on the fringe, but I mean, him averaging over damn near 22 points per game. Trae Young, I definitely thought Trae Young, the hometown kid, I figured he was gonna, definitely with the All-Star game being in Atlanta, he would have been in, but Trae didn't make it. Those are the two. It did a low-key one, Tobias Harris. I think Tobias Harris in a weird way, even though I'm not upset. If I was to make an argument, it would definitely be Sabonis on top of the list and then Trae Young. Tobias, he's had a great year. I like what Doc Rivers is doing with him in his system. He's using him very well to his talent. He would have been if it was a 15-man team or 14 guys. Yeah, I'd be like, right, put up. He'll be there. But Tobias, it's tomato. But it's a definitely good class. So let's talk about the West. We got your boy AD making his 8th All-Star appearance. Paul George from across the hall at the Staples making his 7th. Rudy Gobert making his 2nd All-Star appearance. Dame Dollar, 6th appearance. Donovan Mitchell making his 2nd appearance. And the old man from Winston-Salem. When you think about Winston-Salem, you think about Krispy Kreme donuts and Chris Paul making his 11th All-Star appearance. And then the kid from Spartanburg, South Carolina, my guy Zion Williamson.
Right.
Your thoughts on the West?
I don't know, man. Look, I don't know if I felt like Zion should be there. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Zion putting up about 25. Zion balling this year. Yeah, Zion balling.
But I'm not gonna knock it, man. What I do see is a lot of different names a lot of people, the NBA's changing. You know what I mean? It's still some old heads that's still there. So it's gonna be exciting, man.
Yeah.
I can't you know, um Devin Booker didn't make it?
No, which I think he will make it because AD not playing. I wouldn't say. I'll put it this way. I'll put a chicken wing dinner on Devin Booker making it in the absence of Anthony Davis. I'm willing to put a chicken wing dinner and some French fries.
That's the issue. I told you, lad. Well, see, hold up. These are reserves, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm sitting here like, okay, these are reserves. Okay. Because I'm sitting here like, that's the same as last year with Trae Young and Devin Booker. I'm telling you, they the future. They got to get them played. They and then Devin Booker been balling.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think, like you said, I think the whole thing with AD being hurt, and he's not gonna play an All-Star game. It just wouldn't make any sense.
And Joker didn't make it.
He's a starter.
Okay, he's a starter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
You know what's weird about it all? And that's why it's kind of weird how essentially how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
We always like, all right, it's gonna be a guy that's gonna make it, that's on a winning team. Who was a snub? Your boy from Columbus, Mike Conley Jr. Like once upon a time he was the highest paid player in NBA history.
In the NBA, right.
Let's give him that title. Let's put some respect on his name. Another one,
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Yeah, because he's not. I don't think he's a starter.
Who is a starter?
He ain't
make it.
He ain't make
said that. And Bam didn't make it.
Yeah, Bam didn't make it either. And I think it's another thing too, because of their season, and that's why it's like the All-Star game is like a gift and a curse. It's almost like, how can I say it? Because there's a lot of guys who are on bad teams that should make it. Like, I think I can say this publicly out loud, and I know people might look at it, but I think SGA should have made it. I think he could have. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from OKC.
Me too.
He had a shot, but
he been balling.
Horrible. But that's another thing too, where OKC is just trash. So they're not gonna put him in the lineup because of that simple fact of, hey, like,
that's weird that you would say that. That's weird. We send it. That's why they should have like the main game, and they should have another game. Because there's a lot of players, man. And the reason why I'm saying that, because there is a lot of players that should get some shine. Like Bam should be playing. Jimmy Butler should be playing. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that's my thoughts on that. So we'll do one more NBA story, and then we'll bring in our guest for the night.
Okay.
So Ryan Saunders. Was fired in the dead of night on Sunday.
Right.
Obviously, Ryan Saunders didn't have a good year. Minnesota was, I want to say they were 7-24. They had a pretty rough year per se, but that, and then also he had a 43-94 record in his 4 seasons as 3 seasons with Minnesota. What was interesting about that is it wasn't about the firing, but who they hired.
Right.
They hired Chris Finch. They signed him to a long-term deal. Now, imagine Chris Finch is an assistant head coach for the Toronto Raptors.
Right.
So he was on Nick Nurse's staff on Saturday afternoon. Then Sunday night, he signs a multi-year extension to become the Timberwolves head coach.
Right.
Your thoughts on that shenanigans?
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I really watched a lot of things, and I heard a lot of perspectives from different people, and they were saying how there is a lot of African American coaches that want the opportunity. And I wish they, I was sitting here like, like some dudes is going to literally hire a coach because he black or because he white. You know what I mean? But as a fan, you're like, man, I just want my team to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wish we can hurry up and get past that. But if you clearly see, like, come on, man, like you got this dude right here that's been waiting for the coaching job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
And
something's got to happen. And you got females. And then the weird thing is too, like I feel like Tex could have been an NBA coach, I'm sure, but he had a winning system. He was important, you know what I mean? So he stayed by field. If you are if you have aspirations to go ahead and be a head coach, okay. But if you got a good thing going on with a head coach, because a lot of players, that's the best thing for them. You know what I mean? Like I've heard a lot of players talk about some of them, and they was like, man, I really like this. Like the young lady that's the assistant coach for the Cavs. A lot of the players is saying their success is because the relationship they have with her. I think that's important. But I know eventually everybody's going to want to do their own thing and be, they have their goals of what they want. But man, come on, man, this is like really like a smack in the face, though. Like,
yeah, and it's like it's a good old boy system where the general manager essentially is his best friend. So that's how that relationship kind of happened. But the whole fact of the thing that bothered me more so than anything is when we talk about players getting the tampering charge here and there, how can a guy from an opposing team to sign a multi-year deal with another team in the middle of the season?
I got you.
That's the thing that got me.
Okay, I got you. But they said that they were, because of the short season, that they were letting all that go out the window.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Even with that type of that's even though we haven't seen nothing of that. Well, I think like 12 years ago, I think that happened, but that's here or there. But the fact that you already knew, like to a point, you knew you're gonna fire this person, and then hours later, you sign a coach for a multi-year deal. It's almost like the plans was in motion. Like, so that's the thing that kind of was like, that was a little weird, but
it's weird. I mean, we know. I'm just giving it perspective, but it's still weird. Just like Jason Kidd being traded as a coach. Avery Bradley getting fired when he was coach of the month. Like, come on, we know it's weird. Come on, man, we know it's weird. Like, and that's the thing, though. I will say this: for stuff to change, from what I'm seeing in the NBA, for stuff to change, I'm seeing that the players are starting to speak up. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to help by them putting their point of views based upon, you know what I mean? I think that's what's going to help change,
Yeah, big time. So, we got company tonight, man. We got our guy.
You got snacks?
I don't know, but I'm telling you, this college basketball season has just been crazy. And I had to bring in my guy, Josh from the Reagan Sports Corner podcast, just to make sense of what in the hell is going on in college basketball. So, without further ado, I got my guy. Let me bring Josh in the fold. All right. What's going on, Josh?
Not much. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. I see you rocking that Indianapolis Colts hat.
See, I gotta represent since I'm from Indiana. I'm from the region. So yeah, I mean, like you said, it's been a crazy college basketball season. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get into college basketball, guys got a franchise quarterback now. So how I feel to have a franchise quarterback?
I mean, Carson Wentz. We're going to talk about that on Reagan's Corner on Thursday with my new co-host. But, yeah, I think he can have an absolute restart at Indy. It's like a fine muscle car because Philly, it would just an absolute it was horrible in Philly with the line, with everything. Now he's coming to Indy. He should do a lot better, but we don't know. I won't know till the first game if he's healthy or if he's the old Carson Wentz.
Yeah. So I had a question. Phillies, as a Philly, I'm not a Philly fan, but the fans out there they put a lot of pressure on on their teams. Being a Colt fan, do you feel you guys are going to put the same type of pressure on him to do what he needs to do? Or you going to actually like understand like, okay, the first year we did better than we did that year. The next year we moving towards the playoffs or whatever. Are you going to be as aggressive as the Philly fans was towards him?
I don't think so. Indianapolis fans are more patient than Philly, obviously, because the city of brotherly love can be horrible on any professional athlete.
Right.
But if, let's say, Carson Wentz gets injured, it's going to bring back maybe a couple boos here and there because of the
Right.
Andrew Luck situation, because it's
Right.
basically reverse on Andrew Luck. To be honest with you, with Carson Wentz's career, he's basically the Derrick Rose of the NFL. To be honest with you.
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
So let's get a little college basketball. We kind of teased in the beginning. So, and like we said, this is such a, I would say a very weird year. Obviously with the COVID and everything, but when you look at, I'm thinking about some blue bloods. You're looking at teams like Michigan State. You're looking at Duke, um, and in Kentucky. These teams who Duke might have a shot going to the tournament, especially after that win against UVA. But just your thoughts on just these blue bloods that we've seen from time to time struggling this year.
My thought is like Kentucky and Duke, for example, they just retool every year. So if the team with the 5 stars don't gel, especially in a pandemic situation like it is this year, we have enough practices and this and that. And if the chemistry is not there, then the performance won't be there. And plus, it hurts when you have your star who absolutely does a soft move and just declares for the draft. So, yeah, I mean, you add all those things in, and Michigan State, it's just a tough year for them. They got a good win against Indiana, but Izzo's group is very similar to another blue blood in Indiana. They're Jekyll and Hyde, for sure. They can go one game really good and then other game not so good. But you talk about blue bloods. I'm going to talk about Michigan, and Gonzaga is in there. So we're talking about the historic championship teams, obviously, because North Carolina and all of them are struggling. But we got to look at Gonzaga as the blue blood, where Mark View is absolutely developing our program, and being in the West Coast like that,
Yeah.
where they're not in a good conference whatsoever, to be in the conversation every year for championships. Oh, man.
Yeah, big time. But yeah, that's one thing too, where you look at just when we look at the landscape of college basketball, when you look at the top 25 at this point, it's just such a difference of teams. And you just look at, especially like with, Kentucky, and they've just struggled mightily. And even with Duke, even though I think, like we talked about earlier, they got to turn around. I think that UVA win is definitely put them back on the map, especially, a quality win of that nature could definitely help going forward. So, and you want to talk, let's, about COVID?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I got a question is, man, I know that they're gonna have an NCAA tournament and they're gonna have fans. So what's the protocols or the different rules or regulations, and what's the plan? Have you heard anything about the plan based upon how they're gonna deal with COVID?
So I'll hear more about the plan since the person I'm working with, uh, Seal Hassan, I just probably butchered her first name, but um, uh, she'll be doing March Madness and stuff like that. So I probably will know more Thursday.
Okay.
But as
Okay.
right now, they're letting in 25%, and most of that is healthcare workers, like the Super Bowl was. So I mean, you're still going to get fans in the seats, and that's a great thing since
Right.
It is all in Indiana, which is an absolute hotbed for any kind of basketball.
hmm And
Yeah.
I kind of figured after the Super Bowl, like I was like, okay, if they can get past that, then they're gonna try to, start letting some fans more in a bit at a time. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah. And then having that centralized location, which is perfect,
Right.
where the less travel would definitely help. And
Right.
man, we're gonna have an NCAA tournament, man. I'm just
And we talked about this last year before they, what they could do. You know what I mean? Didn't we speak up? We said something about Indiana that they should try to have something there. Didn't we say something like that, Chris? If I'm not
well,
mistaken.
I think it was more so just a more of a centralized location. I think because the thing about
Right.
the whole Indiana, it's weird because it's almost like it's a simple concept, but it's kind of like who would never thought that they would can scatter. I think when we looked at it more so when we looked at the basketball tournament, how they did it
Right.
in a centralized location, I think
Right.
that's when we were like, well, maybe the NCAA should do something. But then a part of me, all of us like, well, what city can host that? But then now you're saying now it's
Right.
like, damn, Indiana could do it. I mean, you think
Right.
about it, most cities could do this, and like a bubble. It's also like a bubble essentially.
Right.
Yeah, and the basketball tournament and the NBA kind of provided that kind of blueprint. Uh,
Right.
so, what is your biggest surprise this season?
I mean, there's so many prizes, but that's a hard one. I'm gonna go Drake for a lot of reasons because Drake, I think they're gonna make a lot of big surprises in the tournament this year. They have quickness. They're basically a press orientated team. They live and die about the press, which where Joe Lardy bracketology has them right now, they can make a deep run because
Yeah.
Iowa. I mean, Iowa at number 2 is very suspect. I wouldn't be surprised if Sierra upset them if the brackets stayed how they are, because I mean, you lost 2 to Indiana, which our next segment I'm gonna say, which is very surprising since I'm in the Hoosier State. They're not gonna get in, but and if they do, it's solely because that the tournament will be at Assembly Hall. But yeah, Drake. I mean, the, the region boys for Drake. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at how many kids that were from where I grew up, that was a big surprise for me because it seems like
Mhm.
Valpo, Purdue, Notre Dame, uh, and Indiana State would have picked some of them, but to have all of them over Drake, I mean, to me, that's a very big surprise.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
big time. So your disappointments this season. I know you alluded to one earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hoosiers and my Fighting Irish. I'm for basketball. I'm a Purdue guy, but like I like all Indiana teams. But yeah, Notre Dame, they're disappointing because if you can shoot 50% and then come back and just absolutely shit the bed during the second half when you're in contention to be on a bubble, I
Yeah,
mean, it's just an absolute choke job. And it's been like that all year, boys and girls. So, I mean, yeah, it's been very, very, very disappointing.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. So this is gonna be. I want your bubble teams. I want your 4 in and I want your 4 out.
Okay, I'm going to give you my first 4 buys.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to say Louisville, Xavier, VCU, and Stanford. And then this could be changed in a week or so because it's, like you
yeah,
said, it's so crazy. My 4 out: Seton Hall, IU, Utah State, St. Louis. My last 4 in: Duke, Colorado State, Richmond, and UConn.
Say that again for the folks in the back. What is that, Rich?
Oh my
Say that again.
God.
Say that again. Say that again.
Richmond.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. See, hey, you know what he's talking about.
Like,
You know you paid.
I was looking at the records. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, you can say they don't play anybody, kind of like college football, but if their record is so much better, I'm gonna go with the team with the better record. I know the Big Ten is hard, and I know
Yeah.
those big conferences are just ranked teams all over the place, but it's still on the schedule. I mean, it's
True.
hard to win any college basketball game. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna push them
Yeah, and
aside. But
it's been a chaotic season. I think about pausing the season, I think like twice. So it's been a little bit of craziness going on in my neck of the woods here in Richmond. So yeah, and for them to, that's one thing too, where they came in with such high expectations, a top 25 team in the preseason, and then just, you had the ebb and flows, the win over Kentucky, which now looks like it doesn't help you at all. That Kentucky win is just like, okay, oh well, like, but then with the stoppage of the COVID stoppage, and I think it happened twice. So yeah, definitely and like you said, it's another fluid situation, especially in the A10 where it's such a log jam. When you talk about VCU, St. Louis, Richmond. So yeah, and like you said, it's such a fluid situation. This next, this is the final week of the season, and then also with the tournament, the A10 tournament, and like you said, it all could just, like you said, it could change and drop head. Like if we, like next week, if we was doing us next week, it'll be different. That's the beauty of the tournament, where
right,
you can say this today, February 23rd, but next week, March the 4th, March the 3rd, you're like, nah, like
Yeah,
it's
things look different. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. So one more final question for you. So and the thing about this thing is, so who do you got? Do you got Gonzaga or the field?
I got the field. I love the Zags. They have a great in and out offense and grief defense. They're absolute stellar at. But I'm gonna go with the other team who hasn't lost the game yet. I'm gonna go Baylor. It may be a little biased and Scott Drew, the son of Homer Drew, but I just feel like they've had too much bad luck in the tournament to just kind of say, well, since they're first seed, they're going to get upset by whoever's in the second or third round. It just, karma's got to come around, because Scott Drew is a great coach. It's just, I'm going to take the field because there's just too much madness when it goes into March to be, well, we're going to pick this Duke-like team when they had Zion and all this other time to be in a championship game. I've done that. I'm not doing that with Gonzaga this year, even though I've said Mark Few is a great coach. It's just too many things can happen. And plus, their bracket right now doesn't look the greatest. Loyola of Chicago in the second game, most likely. I mean, that's going to be a difficult game. After that, I think it gets a little bit easier because Purdue and Texas, they should watch their backs because they could get upset. So, especially if Texas can't get on the same page, their stars. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be very, very fun to watch. And brackets are going to be ripped in the first weekend very easily because it's going to be a lot of upsets, I think.
And at this point, especially 2 years of that, a year without having the NCAA tournament, I will take all the chaos that will ensue. There will be no heartbreak this year. I will take it. I'm ready for this madness to occur.
Right.
And that's the thing too, and that's what makes it the beauty of it. Like we talked about this, and then so you look at just certain teams that you like today. It's like it's the flavor of the day. Because I was really high on UVA, but then after that Duke loss, I kind of tempered, and then of course our Tar Heels. I'm so like you want. It's like it's better than last year. I put it this way: it's better than last year, but it's still you think to yourself, all right. This can go either way. Like you're thinking, okay, oh, we're in. Then you're like one little catastrophic loss. You're like, oh man, this isn't good. So that's the beauty of the tournament, man. That's the beauty of college basketball.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's why I have IU out, because they just, like I said, they're Jekyll and Hyde. It doesn't look like it's going to be any good, because Purdue's probably going to knock them out. Because if you can't win at Assembly Hall, you're not going to win at Mackey.
That's true. That's true. So definitely appreciate you, Josh, for stopping through.
Yeah,
and we definitely gonna get some more college basketball talk injected in these next few weeks. We'll work on some stuff. And definitely before you head out, Josh, man, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Well, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, and on YouTube. All Reagan's Corner. Subscribe, follow, and we got great content about to happen for you guys. So, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
All right, man, appreciate you.
And hey, DM me your Twitter link so I can log you on there. So just DM me before whenever, and I got you. Definitely appreciate you, Josh, man. We'll talk with you, man, down the road. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man. Definitely you. Shout out to the cat.
Right.
So, man, yeah, man. The NCAA tournament is weeks away. Man, I tell you, I'm just glad we having the tournament, because last year
I know.
Oh my God.
What happened last year? What happened?
All right. So I'm telling you, it was so sad. So at this time, because we actually the one thing about all is I was actually in New York when this all happened. So because we were going to the A10 tournament, because obviously Richmond was the number 2 team, had a double bye. I'm just we were going for that. Then the tournament gets canceled, and we're sitting in a bar in Brooklyn, and I'm looking over this body of water, just looking like, man, this can't be life. Like, this literally can't be life. Like, this is the reason why I took off early the following week. This is why I took a half a day off of work. This is why I wanted to print out brackets. I wanted to have bracket rights. I wanted to be in a pool where I can win tons of money. Right? Like all this stuff. So, and the fact that we're having it this year, and like you said, having it in one centralized location, definitely is gonna it's gonna happen. All the stuff that happened this year, as far as the cancellations, the stoppage of play, the pauses in certain programs, but we're here. Like, beware the Ides of March, as we definitely want to do that before March ensues. So give guys a preview of that. So let's put a bow on this week's Couch Coach Live, man. So,
okay.
Who gets this week's game ball?
Oh man, I'm giving the game ball to Hopewell Blue Devils basketball team at 8:55 on February 20, 2021. Hopewell Blue Devils won their first Class 3 state championship since 1972. Their record was 8-0, and it was a 58-55. The lead scorer was Elvin Edmonds, the fourth, and he scored 18 points. Even suffered leg cramps at the end of the game. Let me see. His dad was the coach, Elvin Edmonds the third, and he was like, man, this was great for the community with everything, especially at the time they was having some I think some problems here in Hopewell. But it's crazy, man. Hopewell won state football and state basketball. That's great, man.
Yeah, and
That's great.
then in such a short period of time.
Right. Congratulations, Hopewell Blue Devils.
Absolutely, man. Definitely shout out.
Right.
Man. Definitely support local sports. Hashtag.
Right.
So, my game ball this week goes to America's favorite grandson, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs in his rookie debut in the Xfinity Series won his first race. People, you say favorite grandson, and you hear the word Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, the 18-year-old phenom, is a grandson of former Washington Redskins, dare I say, 3-time Super Bowl champion head coach, the captain of the ship. The name of this gnome that I have, Gibbs. So definitely a huge shout out to Ty, 18-year-old young man. He's doing this thing in the Xfinity service, Xfinity circuit. Pardon me. I don't know why I said service. I don't know, maybe because for the Xfinity series. Pardon me, but definitely huge shout out to America's favorite grandson, Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, so, congratulations. Yes. What?
The name of this shiny garden gnome I've had for damn near 10 years. So
I wish Steeler fans was like you. They not, boy. They're not at all like you.
Not at all.
Not at all. They're nowhere, not at all. Unless you like, they don't even understand. Like with all this stuff going on, you start all the secrets coming out. You should see what they did to Troy. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like it's like, why you even should pay me? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. But yeah, our fans are. I hate to say that they not like y'all. They not like y'all.
Yeah, man.
They're not like y'all at all.
Yeah, man.
At all.
My little sidekick Gibbs over here. Yeah, man. It's like that. It's really me trees.
Hey. Yeah. It gives you a free agent.
You're trash. You're trash. You're ass.
You're a free agent. Hey, but I'm rich though.
Where's your dad?
Where's your dad? You know what I mean?
Where's your dad?
Look, one thing about Cam, if you remember, I think this is after the Neely incident.
Yeah.
And somebody came, I think they was playing the Eagles or something, and Cam went to talk to them because dude said something. And then somebody else, Cam was like, "What you say?" And the dude said something to him. Cam said, "That must be his thing." Dude came and said something. He was like,
but yeah,
anyway.
I show the brother respect because he's accomplished. He ain't.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No, we some end of the show hijinks. Ain't
right.
This just this the end. This the the hijinks. The end of the show. This a little bad, little jokey joke.
Right.
So
but
yeah,
you good. don't do that.
Anyway, so all right, so man, your final thoughts on tonight. Your final thoughts.
Oh man, man, like I've been working so much, man, trying to make sure everybody get their mail. It looks like it is about to be March, so it's time for me to start watching some of these games. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool too, man, because last year my brother's team was doing well. They was gonna go to the tournament. I really believe ODU was going to the tournament, and they ain't get a chance. You know what I'm saying? So I think this year they're gonna hopefully get a chance, but that's part of his dream to be able to just be a part of that tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Stark Vegas. Stark Vegas, baby.
Stark Vegas.
Hey man.
Remember them cookies we got from the mall?
Yes, do I? Absolutely. You don't forget a cookie that decadent. you don't forget about cookies now. That's just
You're so stupid.
let's keep it a buck.
Right.
We
Where y'all
should-
from? I'm gonna give y'all a couple for free. All right, bet.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, it was soft too. It was soft. Man, no, I'm dead serious, bro. Like, I don't
Yo.
yo.
You know what's crazy? I was watching an old archive clip, and Chip was there, and it was around his birthday, and he had just came back from San Francisco. Who would have thought months later that we'd have went to San Francisco?
I know, right?
Who'd have thought that? Because he was like, yeah, man, West Coast was good. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I went to San Francisco. I would have thought that we'd have went there, man.
Yeah, who
Months
would have
later.
right? The places that you'll go in this thing. I never thought I'd cross Golden Gate Bridge, listen to Lil Bootsy. Wow. So I mean, hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, life is, sometimes you look at those type of situations and you know what?
Like I do.
Yeah, like the places you go. So the places you go and the things you see, and that's the beauty of life. I mean, essentially. So yeah.
Yo, you so stupid.
But yeah, man, them cookies was fire. And yeah, and then I had the nerve to go like the GNC. But got like
I went to GNC.
The cookies.
Yeah, we did go to GNC. That's right.
Yeah, because we was in that mall. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, where can they find you on social media?
Oh man, Deshaun Morgan, Facebook, and DT Morgan 78, Instagram.
Perfect. Follow the show on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You know what?
I saw it.
I'm getting on TikTok a little bit more. I'm learning it. I'm still a work in progress, but hey, it ain't just for kids. It's for even sharp millennials like myself.
Hey, make sure you put the little Gibbs man on there next time.
I probably, you know what? I might clip one of these audio in there, put it in there, and like a reenaction of Cam versus the camper. Great idea. So definitely, that's what I'll probably do that tonight. When I chop it up, that's a good idea. I might chop it up, post it on TikTok, and we'll see how that go around. But definitely huge shout out. The TikTok, that's been a very fun thing, and just learning it, and good response. So that's definitely TikTok's a nice little way, especially for the podcast, and give people a little bit, somewhat of a appetizer to what the show really encompassed, like these short clips of us, just of our banter, and then just showing all our personality in those little bite-sized clips, and it'll bring it on to the they see the full show, and just another great way of just putting ourselves out there. And definitely also YouTube, subscribe to YouTube page. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We talked about that. TikTok, the website, couchcoachlive.com, the podcast, anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify is there. Then we had a full episode on YouTube. So anywhere, Google us. We'll be on top of here. Everything will be right then and there. We got pages and pages of searchable Googleables.
Right. Like the famous Rufino the Rufino rendition. Lemon pepper wings.
You know what? And you know what's so funny? I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna put that back out because I have it. It's on not YouTube, but it's on the Instagram page. I'm gonna repurpose that type. I'm gonna repurpose it again.
What else? We had that one. We had a few.
Yeah.
That lemon pepper wings though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I don't know. You know what? I gotta find that out because I wanted to talk to Fresh and W. Shout out to our guys, the Hoopers. I wanted to ask them off camera how good those wings were. Because I remember I was like so fascinated. I hope I recorded that.
You didn't get none when we was on the road?
Well, no, I'm talking about the Lou Pepper, lemon pepper.
You talking about the Lou Pepper?
Got the honey barbecue and the honey barbecue. I mean, and the lemon pepper together. That's so basically, if lemon pepper and honey barbecue had a baby together, that's that wing. So, but you know what? That's gonna be. I always have even though I'm a single guy, I have a list for myself, a couch coach do list. I want to look.
I'm sorry,
and I really hope that I did catch that reaction of when I asked Fresh and W about them wings. I hope I had that on. I hope I had that on tape. If I don't,
man, if it ain't Bonchon got me, bro. I'm addicted.
Bonchon, dude, let me tell you one time Bonchon used to have this thing during football season where you get like the strips for like $1, like $1 a strip. Right. This was years ago. Trust me. I wish it was there in. I would be there. And it was during football season. It was cool. Like, they had that type of I would just go in there after work and just be like, all right, start me out with fast trips.
I'm trying to get him to the bird. I would talk to the one on the south side. I'm trying to get him to Petersburg. I didn't go lie.
Oh, that we need one.
I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get one
in that area.
You got one by you?
Wait,
I lied to you not. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Chester. We ain't gonna cross the river, man. Yeah, we got one in Mechanicsville. Yeah, Mechanicsville. I go there a couple times.
They close at 9 though. I mean, how you gonna sell wings and close at 9?
Right.
That's crazy.
And then I used to like the one at Broad Street. Broad Street was cool because I remember they used to have this. I don't know, for some odd reason, I was drinking green tea there, and it was good. Like I was having the wings and the green tea. Like
the one on the south side got a bar. They like the only one that got a bar. Actually, it's not too many places that let you sit at the bar, and they do.
Right, and I like that one more because that's when they had that happy hour special during football.
Yeah, they got the happy hour special. Yeah,
and that's when they had $1 strips, and I like.
So it's really hard to let me go when Bonchon right by the massage, my little massage. I gotta drive past, and I'm like, oh, exactly. Like Krispy Kreme donuts, B.
Exactly, man. Yeah, man. But that's a spot. It used to be the spot big time. But yeah, man. So, man, this has been this week's Couch Coach Live, man. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right. You're welcome.